themselves back in the half. I'm sure that's what they're thinking about too. We're already seeing the FAMAS there instead. Belchinok and the Deagle. He's doing much better, Belchinok, so far. So that's got to be a relief for him individually. Obviously, he's not taking over the server yet, but just not the struggle that we really saw on Ancient, which was dreadful.
Yeah, he finished the game on 2 kills, I believe, with about 15 ADR, so he's already significantly improved. I mean, the problem here for PARIVISION, though, other than the aforementioned ones that you just highlighted, is a complete lack of utility. They're all centralized on Jame. Oh, nearly getting the drop. Counter flash tossed in with an incendiary. Urban's taking damage as well, and PARIVISION have remained healthy. So a really solid start, all things considered.
There was a chance there, I think, for that to go much, much worse for 9C. Both, they could have walked into the AWP, a nice little jiggle peek from Max. But the FAMAS as the follow-up, they didn't see it coming, and that could have cost them almost everything. Belchinok just jiggling the corner with that Deagle in hand. But you're right, they are really worn down already on the 9C side. 3 at Ivy and 2 in main. There's 5 people at this bomb side, Vince. They've got nobody at B. PARIVISION are so all in on defending this. I mean, if this doesn't work, I don't know what will. Going to be a good start. Headshot onto Wowzo Peak. Max is not long for this world. He was solo on health. Belchinok even getting a kill. Lucan just lining him up back here. It's a 4th kill. He almost swung for the ace. That would have been sick. And it still was good enough to maybe get them the round. 17 seconds left here. Levy, he's not quite checking that all-off position. And, oh, he nearly catches him in the air. 10 seconds now and going straight for the bomb plant. Or up on top of that diagonal train. Let's see what Levy could do. He was missing a couple of shots on Ancient, and he's not got the advantage in this one. Look at his head just showing up. Or with a chance to reposition and get the reload in as well. Trying to hunt him down from behind the train. Levy sees the shadow and the flick is in. What a round coming up from 9C.
I mean, the clutch at the end is great, but that's Lucan. That's 100% Lucan. And it's kind of been teasing and just sort of like dangling by a thread of this guy's really good. He's the top stats player. We haven't really seen him show up, but there we go. This 4K is worth so much. In the grand scheme of things, if 9C bring this back, take this map, that could be the moment that set it all up.
That, you know, that's the definition of a one-man army, isn't it? He just broke open that whole defense. You could see the reaction from the team, and then the follow-up damage to the economy for PARIVISION. They had almost nothing going into that last one, and as a result, they'd stacked the A-bomb site with 5 people, and still it wasn't enough to stop Lucan.
You can see the result. USPs, Deagle, 1 smoke. 9Z, hyped, momentum-based team. We saw it yesterday. And again, with this stack, Max is going to be slowly maneuvering his way out there. The 1 Deagle in play has rattled his head, but they're not able to retrieve that AK just yet. And we're smoking off main. You can see what they were looking for, PARIVISION. I like the idea. They just don't have the weaponry to really back it up.
Wild spray from Inferno, I've got to be honest, but in spite of being low on health, he's found a triple in this one. That second kill that he sprayed just looked like he was moving, the other target was jumping back. There was a lot going on. All right, I've got a couple of people running off the screen. So maybe food arrived. You know, they just ordered, found some app, ordered some food. Somebody had to go to the bathroom. Either way, it is going to be a little bit of a timeout here, presumably, before we get back into the action. 9C, though, thoroughly back into this first half and looking good.
No doubt. And that was one of the concerns that I raised earlier, is in that Bet Boom game, who are, as you both said, like a solid team on train, they struggled to pick up rifles. 2 of their 5, or pardon me, 2 of their 4 rounds they got on the first half off the back of the pistol. So they really struggled past that point. So I think this is great news if you are 9Z, that they're not just going to get capitulated, they're not going to collapse. Both players have now returned, it would appear. So I think we're going to be good to go very shortly and see how this half concludes.
What a time to just, you know, take a deep breath here if you're on the PARIVISION side. It's a really good start to the map, obviously. Everything was looking good. They looked fired up and ready to play train. But letting the opponent back in already. Remember, this is the map pick of 9C. They wanted to go for this one. So they look comfortable once again. They've got that same kind of tenacity that we've seen in some of their other games where they don't show up slow. There's no, warming up into the game kind of atmosphere. They are just ready to play.
Yeah, at times like this is really where you're also going to see what kind of resilience PARIVISION have. You just got battered on the first map. You were in a commanding 4-0 lead. You've lost a clutch that should never have been. How do you bounce back from this? No AWP in play for Jame. It is going to be full rifles, a bit more utility for the kit. But I want to see how PARIVISION can weather the storm here, because realistically, sure, 9Z don't want to lose this map, don't get me wrong, but they do have that buffer, that nest egg of already being 1-0 up. If they lose this, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, that's a nice little reminder. No turret here with the FAMAS. Get dropped down a grenade so you can try and blow it open. Got to re-smoke this position. That will really slow down 9C, or it should slow them down a little bit for another 20 seconds or so. Grenade around the corner too. And let's see. Oh, that's a failed Molotov. I think it gets extinguished by the smoke. Otherwise, Max would have been in a lot of trouble there. That would have been really awkward.
Exactly that. You nailed it. And Max kind of walks out like, really, mate? Really?
No more Molotovs for you. Oh,
I think it was Lucan as well, right? Maybe just stick to AK work, bro. Oh, no, it wasn't Lucan. Pardon me. Sorry. I've thrown him under the bus. He was in main. It's not even him.
Yeah, it would have been Obano, I suppose, who's out there with him. But regardless, yeah. Levy playing this position alone is super risky. Missing a shot here, or not even get a chance to get one, I suppose, ends up going down. But there is nobody really exactly on the bomb site. This flank coming in. Let's see if Lucan is ready for it. Two people walking up the tunnel, seeing if they can get in behind it. Max getting that kill onto Nota is huge. Lucan does get caught. The bomb is planted. Not quite in the default position, but or staying alive for another kill back there could be everything. Wow, Zopeak. Low on health and in a bit of an awkward position with the AK, to be honest. His teammate not quite landing the spray there. Obano, that had to be a very fast kill for this to work out, and it doesn't. So, PARIVISION with a good retake. 5 rounds on the board.
Yeah, it did seem a bit off with Levy's push, but the point was, I think, to try and draw away some of the attention from the B site. There was only around 20 seconds, 25 seconds left on the clock when he did die in IV. So I was trying to sell a fake, a bit of misdirection, perhaps.
Also, to be honest, if I'm seeing the AWP coming out Ivy like that, I'm not really thinking B attack. I'm thinking, oh, there's probably another rifle behind it, and they're going for some sort of main play or something. So yeah, it's not necessarily a bad read for PARIVISION to not be on the B bomb side, but that flank coming in the Pop Dog tunnel is obviously pretty sick on top of it. So still some money left there in the 9C coffers. We'll see if they can build something more behind this. Nota at 3-7. I did see a comment in Twitter that somebody said, Nota's so good, he's the secret 6th player for 9C. Someone's super mad. Super mad on Twitch. It's good. Keep it up.
You've reached radioactive levels of mold at that point, I think.
I know.
Gets winged. Oh, this is a good spot for Zello, though. We've seen him be in this position a couple of times. Is Wazopeak privy to this information? It goes for the peak, but doesn't fully commit. I would be very interested to see from his perspective if the smoke had plumed a bit further in. But it seems weird he didn't take a single shot there.
Because look at the sneak in. Oh, Nota! He's so low. If he got dinked right at the edge of the box, he probably should be dead. And now instead, Belchanok sneaking out. He wasn't ready for Max to be there. And actually, Nota gets blown up in the corner. The earlier dink plus the HE is enough to bring him down. 3 versus 3. And PARIVISION getting onto the site, but the bomb is not there. They're actually walking it back because the C connector is being held by Max. This is a fantastic late round call.
That Molotov's not going to touch him either. He's already got 2 in this round, make it a 3rd. Molotov's actually going to block them from rushing onto the site. Still not been planted just yet, but will be momentarily as Levy goes for the full-on plant. No, he tickles it. He's anticipating a connector push. And Lucan's position allows him to be privy to the information of a Pop Dog Peak or Ivy. The timing, though, is going to be so important here. Crucial. A low weakened Jane just below him and Ivy will be feeling the effects and basically say to AW, you need to push first. And in doing so, it's straight into the lion's den. Lucan can't believe his luck. as he gets the freest of frags, and there's not much that James can do about this, and now he's been spotted. That HE could actually seal this one up, backs off the wall, but instead it's Levy. And 9Z back into winning ways.
Can I ask a question? Can we find out what is Lucan's sensitivity? Because that just looks insane when he's up on the train, you know, flicking around that hard. Like, even if he doesn't find anyone for a long time, I mean, he's got to be playing with some mega high sense. That's kind of crazy to see. But fair play. It works out. Strong position, like you said. There's no chance for them to really clear out that container. So another round for 9Z, and the economic implications are devastating. M4 there on Belchanok, but pistols on the rest. This is a rough turn of events here. Again, T-side train can be pretty brutal, so the fact that 9C are clawing their way back in already, I think it's really bad news for PARIVISION here.
I'd have to agree. Especially considering that you had what was it, a 4-0 start in this half? And now it's just kind of started to dwindle away. Ivy, raw peak, no flashes, no sound cues whatsoever. They're walking through here. They have a good read of the economic position. And they're going to get a ton of real estate for their troubles. It is a B stack. Clearing out all these angles should be good to get on the A site momentarily. And although Notta is making a lot of noise in con, he is alone at this point.
Yeah, with a USP. We can't really blame him for this one. I mean, Twitch chat will find a way, but they shouldn't. There's not much he can do. Levy, there to catch him, and ultimately it'll be a pretty sad end to the round. 9Z going to be up to 5 rounds. Obviously, they stacked the B-bomb side, just hoping. Nothing wrong with that necessarily, but this time it did not work out in their favor. Lucan's had a sick half so far. Obviously, that one round we got 4 kills is going to be the real highlight for him, but yeah, it opened up everything for 9C in the game. Now going to be tying up the game at 5-5 with PARIVISION struggling to maintain the control that they built so early on.
Yeah, I mean, that Lucan 4K was effectively like a combo breaker. Like, that really did just change the entire dynamic, the entire sort of pace of this map on its head. And since then, 9Z have been in the ascendancy. They've now picked up 5 of the last 6 rounds. Are in a really good spot. Their CT side, typically where they do their best work. I've already highlighted the troubles they've had against teams like BetBoom on their T half. So, I mean, they are in a really, really strong spot. If they can get a 7-5 lead, I would have to say that PARIVISION are in real trouble.
Close to catching that kill, Nota, but unfortunately, not quite able to get the headshot there. Ted just informed me that apparently he plays 0.9 on 800 or 1.8 on 400. Lucan, so that's even below average, is what which is probably true. I have no idea how he's moving that quick, Lucan. Then I actually need to see a video of how he plays. I'm really surprised to see that. I would have guessed like 3 times what Ted just said. So I don't know. Let's do some investigation. It looks funny at any rate. Tied game, and what looks like a straightforward B execution. Again, 2 people in position. Jane presumably is going to get smoked off in this position, so it'll come down to whether or not he can kind of relocate that AWP before things go really bad, but at least he's in the right spot.
Volley's going to proceed to push here. Flashes and smokes on top of it. Got to give a lot of credit to 9Z. They've been unpredictable. They've tried every single tactic you can really think of early doors here, but it's 2 kills without any retaliation. Sure, it will buy them the bomb plant, but this is where you're expecting to see Levy put that up to use. He's had a bit of a quiet game so far. Lucan this time, not really the hero they were looking for, and it's a clean sweep retake. No problems for PARIVISION in this one.
Yeah, that's... If they get a bomb planted, that's about the best we could probably say here. Kind of a disappointing situation. Definitely, Belchanok should have been dead. The spray on him in the corner there just wasn't that accurate. So, great news for PARIVISION, though. They need these kind of rounds. I mean, in reality, they need the next one, too. Make it a 7-5 and then win the pistol on the second half. They've got a lot of work ahead of them still. It's early days here on train, but... Yeah, 5 or 6 rounds, I don't think it's something you're going to be celebrating necessarily. But this defense held, and I think that's a, you know, that's a start. That's what we need right now.
More than enough hunts to come straight back into with rifles, and hope for Levy on top of it. Zello's got aggressive almost every single round into the A main side. They've done a really good job controlling it for the most part. This time they're splitting up across the entire map. They're keeping their options available. We're seeing the run boost. I don't believe we've seen that so far. It may not catch them off guard though, as a bit of utilities tossed in, buys them up a little bit more time for PARIVISION to soak up this pressure.
Flash right through into the HE. Bowser peak. Finally an end to the run for him, but Max now activated out in the yard. He'll pick up a couple of good shots there. Not ready for ore, although it did sound like he was making a bit of noise, so chance maybe for Max to have adjusted in time. Still, it is a 2 versus 3 now, as Levy was on that mission flanking with the AWP. He likes playing it alone, which again, I would consider a bit of a risk, but you hit the shot like that, it might make sense. Molotov to block off that connector. And we'll see if they can actually find a spot for a bomb plant here. They're not really committed to it yet. They still have 50 seconds, so Lucan going to be walking to Belchenok. It should be a surprise to Belchenok. Yeah, I don't know why he would ever expect that. Pretty tough deal for him. AWP up close, and now, yeah, just make some time, run away while Lucan gets back in action and finds his 12th kill, ending the half really well here for the side of 9C.
Yeah, some good signs as well, man. Like, the fact of the matter is that Levy, I think he finished the half on 6 kills, didn't have too much impact. But he was their top fragger against BetBoom. You know, we got a chance to watch that firsthand, Anders, and it was basically the Magnajez show for BetBoom. Like, it was him versus the world. But Levy ended with a phenomenal performance, 24 kills with 14 headshots on the orb. Kind of crazy. And he hasn't really been required that much so far. So I'm excited to see what he's going to pick up on the CT side. I agree with you. It may be a liability when you're going off doing your own thing with the AWP. On CT side, you are going to have support. It's almost guaranteed. You're going to have a safety net from like Levy's perspective. So let's see what we can get done.
I mean, it's only a liability if you miss the shot, right? So maybe that's just his mentality. I'm, you know, going to try real hard not to miss at all. I appreciate it. I mean, I like the idea of it. It just it makes me nervous every time I see it. So overall, interesting scenario. 9C with a pretty decent first half here. I think you're going to be quite satisfied to split the map down the middle, opening up. And yeah, at this stage, it's going to require a lot of work for PARIVISION to bring it back. Pistol round would be quite nice. We'll see what they have in store for us as we get into the second half. There are a lot of interesting tricks on train that have yet to be really properly used. I'm still shocked. I think on day, 0 of the map being out, I basically recorded a video showing how you can Molotov the default plant on B from back in the B hallways. And it's so easy to do, and yet nobody does it. And I have no idea why, but I think in a pistol round, that's an obvious choice. The chances that they have a smoke towards the end are somewhat low. So yeah, just keep the Molotov alive and burn out that B bomb site. It's legitimately one of the easiest Molotovs to throw.
Oh, well, we'll see on this, because AW has picked up a molly on that T side. So maybe they're telepathically connected, and he's going to go ahead and show us why it's such a powerful position to utilize. And it seems like they will be headed to B as well. So let's see if this works out for them.
If I read the future like this, I'm buying a lottery ticket or something. But I don't know. I've got my doubts. Flashes are going over. There's already 2 and a 3rd and a 4th member rotating in. So 9C are in a pretty powerful position to hold on to this right now. And I think PARIVISION are kind of realizing, yeah, we did get spotted very early, and we don't actually have to commit yet. So sometimes even just delaying the push here can buy some time for the rotation to, you know, slip away from the B bomb side. They have to eventually go back. So you could already see it with Levy stepping into connector. This is all just from waiting. That's all PARIVISION have had to have done for now, just wait it out.
Yeah, and they only saw the 1 player up in B halls. So it's understandable why they've started to kind of fall back a little bit. They had 2 players of their own 9C. Now they're going to realize, oh, it actually is B after all, and they've cordoned off a couple of these areas, mollying off onto the corner, but Urbano with 2 slick headshots. That second shot didn't even look like it was close, but he still got it.
Oh, he's back for more. He wants them. Trying to click away. It's 4 headshots. Obano, please. That is savage, to say the least.
Give that man all the high fives he wants. He's earned them. 4 super clean kills.
I was gonna say,
and they give him the defuse as well. There you go. He gets the honors.
Give him some of that round 2 treatment in the timeout. High fives aren't enough at this stage. Oh man. Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is so, I like the, I don't know, the effort to satisfaction ratio on the USP is still just so high, isn't it? When you hit those shots, you just absolutely feel like a god. Well then, what do you say about this?
Although we're kind of focusing on 9Z and how incredible that is, like, just spare a thought for PARIVISION as well, man. Like, you're a map down, a huge tournament, a huge opportunity is available for you. This is James' project, his chance to get back to that top flight of Counter-Strike, and you've lost the second pistol in that kind of a stature. No bomb plant. Oh, sorry, they do have a bomb plant, but no force spy behind it to try and bounce back into this round. Like, you're in real trouble. We discussed this before. You lose the pistol, and suddenly this starts to vanish before your eyes.
It's looking grim with Jame on 4 kills, Nota on 3. Nuke out here now, getting pressured a bit. He did get dinked for a second. Still fighting pretty well. I mean, 2 kills like that's respectable. Stops them from picking up the M4. Not that I think they would have had a chance to reload it really anyway. A CeeLo going to be found by Max. Good kills with the MP9 to make a little bit of extra cash, and ultimately not the round that, you know, they needed here. Getting the bomb plant or a couple of more kills would have been very nice. Not going to be happening. So 8 and 6 and 9C with a early map victory on Ancient. They are looking pretty good right now to make it further in the tournament. That would be a real surprise. We've had so many crazy surprises in the tournament already. I think Venom beating NIP and then, you know, winning earlier in the day. They look super sick. And 9C certainly look tuned in as well.
Oh yeah, this has been a tournament to just remind you of how incredibly turbulent and chaotic the Tier 2 bracket and Tier 2 scene truly is. You can't take anything for granted. No team is a guarantee. And although we've been discussing how PARIVISION are in real trouble right now and things are looking bleak, they still can claw their way back. I think it's more like the case of how this game has gone. They went from a 4-0 lead where they could do no wrong, everything was looking smooth sailing, it looked like we were headed to Dust 2, to suddenly from 4-0 to 8-6 deficit, and now you're on the T side where everything starts to just swell and swarm on top of you. Levy spots players, decides not to throw the smoke out, instead stands his ground and will deliver with a couple of kills, and although he goes down, he's done his job.
Yeah, I don't think Nota was expecting him to swing all the way around the E-box then. He thought he was going to repeat from that same side, and he just took the wide swing. He knew he was going to die there, Levy, and he decided, oh, I'm going to take a couple of people with me. That's such a great situation. And not throwing the smoke, I mean, that saved his life. If he would have tried to throw that, they would have been on top of him. CeeLo spraying through. If he could have landed that headshot, you never really know. But he's not out of the woods yet. A bullet touches him, and he's going to be dead, especially with a headshot like that. Close round in some sense, but fantastic work from Levy at the start. And I'm already seeing the potential comments in Twitch. You know how this happens sometimes, Vince, when Twitch chat sort of, you know, they just find commonality, find one player to hate. Right now, that's Nota, and everyone's getting their digs in, you know? He's already down, guys. He's already on the ground. Gotta give him a break, you know?
Put the boot in. Get the pitchforks out.
They are. They absolutely are.
Yeah, 3 and 13 is a rough look. But Nota, he's gonna fight to the bitter end. And it could be sooner rather than later, because once again, not much to play with in this round. Belchanok with the hero AK tries to put on the cape, but it's been ripped away from him.
Oh no.
That HE is damage. Oh no, who else but Nota? Bad luck, Brian.
Yeah, there's not a lot they could have done there, unfortunately. Or gonna pick up a kill. Headshots need about 5 more of those or 4 more of those for this to really make sense. Max caught in the corner or trying to see if he can push his way forward there. Looked like he was bumping into the train for a second, but it's all good. They'll make their way for the round with no casualties on the CT side. And yeah, the position just keeps getting better here. 9C, they are not looking to slow this down. They picked the map, and their T side, it was a rough start, but once they got going, it looked like they knew exactly what they were doing. And then the follow-up here on the CT side has been pretty much flawless, or exactly flawless.
Which always felt like it was a distinct possibility. Like, when you compare their win percentages on T to CT, it's 41 on T side and 67 on CT side, which I'd imagine is quite similar for a lot of teams out there. Train can be a pretty strong CT-sided map. It can be rough to get yourself in on that T-half, and man, Inferno nearly just lined them up for a double spray through the head. Although Levy comes through with one, it is only a one and done, it would appear. Nope, he's landed the headshot. Somehow, someway, Zello goes down, but it is one of the best chances PARIVISION have had on this T side, and it just got a little bit sweeter with James Orr.
Yeah, you're right. Nice couple of kills coming in from James. And they know where Lucan is in this corner, so doubt he can fight his way out of this one. See if they can find a way to peek him at the same time or just avoid him altogether here. James pushing forward a little bit. It is risky. Grenade comes out, but he's not going to be able to kill anyone, and he's dead either way. So, good take. I definitely thought Urbano was about to spray both of them down, and that would have been quite something.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, when you have two players perched in this position, if you are 9Z and you go back and watch this demo, you'd be bitterly disappointed you didn't do better here. Like, Urbano could have had two, but you expect him to at least get the one, and then with Levy's Overwatch provided from the AWP, it should be at least a 2-for-2, maybe a 3-for-2 trade in your favor. And instead, it has backfired. And although there was tons of cash, now you're looking at only Max over $1,500. The rest of the team is down to their last few pennies. And it forces MP9 in play for Huazopeak. So, PARIVISION, yeah, it's looking bleak, but if they win this round, Anders, they are straight back in this.
That's got to be the mentality. And again, they have the experience to know that that's the case here. So, I would be shocked if they're falling apart necessarily. Urbano, pretty forward position. Does spot out James, and actually even just falling away from that one, he actually got some damage onto him. James, though, not ready for this. At least he didn't have the bomb, but that is disastrous. You can see from the knife out there, he was not at all prepared. Lucan goes down as they push onto the A-bomb site, and you know what? This could still be turned into something interesting here for PARIVISION.
The thing is, with Huazopeak's push, they're going to anticipate an A-main play here. But Max still gets the drop anyway. They look for the boost-up position. They've now traded the AWP in their hands, but Levy missing out. That could be a costly miss, especially as Max has been splattered.
Yeah, if they find that kill, I think it's chaos immediately on the A site, but they've slowed it down. There is a flank coming in as well, or a rotation for the C connector for Urbano. If he can open up and get Belchenok, it might be on once again, but it's not going to happen here. The MP9 of Huazopeak is a nice shot, but they're really running out of time at this stage here. That bomb plant, oh, wait a minute. Oh, out in the open. Yeah, they can't get to it in time. Still going to be an expensive affair for PARIVISION. I suppose that means something, but not enough to win the round here. It will be PARIVISION that picks it up, and that gets them a step closer.
I think with that couple of saved guns and the fact that Max is on around 3.5, 4K, I do believe they can scrape together another purchase here. So it does give them an extra little bit of juice out of the squeeze, as it were, and now they can try and bounce back with authority. It keeps throwing me off. I think it's Huazopeak that's playing and he's like got his legs crossed. It just freaks me out. I don't know how people can do that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I just keep seeing his bare feet. It's like, I feel like I should be paying for this or something.
Well, listen, whatever content we can bring, you know, people are entertained by a lot of different things. So I appreciate that, Vince. You know, it's not, you're probably not the only one. We've definitely had some different variety action. Obviously, that timeout from earlier definitely had some different vibes. And a lot of people are absolutely enjoying the fact that Nota is getting bullied at the moment. So, you know, there's something for everybody here.
We've had some good Counter-Strike as well, if that's what you're into. Lucan, though, oof, from riches to rags. I understand the aggression, but it's not worked out. There's a lot of damage inflicted to PARIVISION, though. Zello and Nota both struggling to survive. Huazopeak through the smoke takes down Belchenok. A lot of weakened players on the server and so much time left as well allocated to the T's. They don't have to fully commit to A.
Nota walks into Wowzer Peak down there. He was already low on health, but it doesn't matter. The straight headshot from the AK. Ivy push is gone, and with Tilo being low again, it's looking really tough in this one. James has got the AK out. He's got some health to work with. Now, James obviously is a really fun character in these kind of rounds when there's enough time and he can sort of move around and play the round slowly. We know that he does enjoy it, so see if he gets an opportunity to maybe have a bit of an impact. Wowzer Peak's looking already. Never mind that. James walking into it. That's a third kill for Wowzer Peak in this one. Could be enough to seal the deal. Again, that last round that they won, PARIVISION, a single person survived. So they're in a lot of trouble when it comes to the finances. Free kill here on Wowzer Peak. It doesn't bring them that much closer, unfortunately. Levy going to be there with the AWP ready to take him down. So 9C, another round on the board. That's one thing, but significantly, it's the money there on the T side.
I wonder as well, Anders, to just pick up on a point that you raised there, and I do agree with you, that James is so cerebral, he's so good in these kind of like mid to late rounds where it's a 2v2, a 3v3, some crappy decision-making needs to be made. I wonder how much that reputation precedes him when he's playing against teams, and they almost anticipate that he's going to go for something like this. Because they've just seen it so many times. It kind of reminds me a little bit, if you know when Arts first burst on the scene with Furia, and they were playing maps like Nuke, where they were just stupidly aggressive on CT side, like pushing outside, pushing through Squeaky, and eventually people were like, yeah, we've seen this script before, Chief, we know what's going to happen. Then he just started getting punished super hard. I wonder if there's an element of that to how James' leadership sometimes comes through.
Yeah, I think that is a good point. Like, you do sort of develop a certain reputation. I often talk about it when you see new, really aggressive AWPers coming into the space where they're running forward, taking every fight, and you think that's fine, that's great. It looks impressive and it works really well on tier 2. But when you get into tier 1 and people start to realize that's what you're doing, typically it's very hard to sustain, because once people understand how you play, then some of that advantage kind of goes away. Yeah, maybe. Certainly, he didn't get it to even up and running this time. Didn't get a chance to do it. Couple of early grenades in the yard. It's going to be a very fast execute here for PARIVISION. Don't think they're going to delay this. Once they get into the pop dog position here, they should just go for it.
Levy is sat there ready to receive open arms and that AWP alongside it. And if
But
they don't flash, does he get flashed? It seems like he was unaffected by it at the very least, and he gets 2 for it. Yeah, that's a massive oversight. If you're going to push out dry like that, you've got to have a flash or something.
So it was all, I think it was all or James, I can't remember, throwing the flashes from T-spawn. Those flashbangs are supposed to work for that position, I'm pretty sure. They throw them, they were on the container in T-spawn, and they just throw them over the wall. I would be shocked if none of them actually hit. So kind of curious. Okay, so it kind of does, but I guess the timing is off by a second.
It was like one of those flashes that just like minimally affects you, you know? You still get the effect, but barely. If that is a slight miss, then that's a huge costly mistake and something they're definitely going to learn.
Yeah, I feel like there could have been put a lot more pressure on that one, but regardless, it's not getting any better from here on out. 12-8. Nota still stuck on 4 kills at the moment. I hate to bring it up, but it probably is something that we just have to talk about, right? It's Belchenok in the first map, who just disappeared and had an absolutely god-awful performance, and now it's Nota that's kind of taken over that mantle. Nobody wants to be there. Towards the B bomb site, we are going to be going, and there's already 2 people here. Honestly, as long as they don't die, they don't have to fight to the death here for 9C. Just stay alive back here and do some damage. It should be absolutely fine.
I think it's especially prevalent and very noticeable when you compare it to 9Z, where everybody's over 10 kills. Everyone's had big moments, whether it be Urbano and like the pistol round, the multi-frags, obviously Lucan's 4K. Levy finished the first half on 6 frags. He's now at 16, by the way. And Wowzer Peak's just been a beast the entire time. It looks like this might be the beginning of the end, as Max behind the smoke is going to get pushed into, but he's playing anti-flash. He wasn't anticipating the push.
Urbano's still